little bit more here. So first episode was broken up into two parts due to a network issue. I completed the Forest Frontier and Dynamite Dunes scenarios on OpenRCT2. We're gonna keep chugging along here. I'll do Leafy Lake, and if there's time, if I feel like it, we'll start the next one, which is Diamond Heights. So, besides streaming OpenRCT2, I do plan on using Twitch and YouTube for some other projects coming up here. Definitely some just general chatting as more people start to watch the streams and the videos. General chatting and other stuff amusement wise. It'll help supplement the website amusementmemorabilia.com with some more content and some more stuff. So let's jump right into it. We'll start a game. So Forest Frontiers, Dynamite Dunes are done, and we'll go into Leafy Lake. So, just like last time, I am going to enable a couple of cheats here. We're going to allow chain lifts on all track pieces and disable the brakes failure. The rest of the cheats we're not going to deal with because I want to complete these scenarios as faithfully as possible. So, Leafy Lake, we do get a big chunk of land here. The majority of it's at the front of the park, around this sort of lake. Well, it is a lake. And then we also have this large lake back here to work with. As far as buying land goes, I don't know if we'll need any if I could find the park screen here. So yeah, not too much to purchase. There is a little bit up in this corner right here, over here as well, and a little bit around the edges, the perimeter of the park. I don't believe we'll be needing any land in this scenario, though. It is a very cut and dry one. One might say that it's actually a bit easier than Dynamite Dunes. We have till the end of October year 3 for only 500 guests as opposed to 650. And another thing to look at as well is we really don't have much terrain change here. There's a little bit back here, but other than that, it's pretty much flat land. The lake, I tend not to build over the lake so much in this scenario because in real life, a lot of rides aren't built completely over water. But it is flat land. A lot of attractions can surely interact with the lake. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the park here. We don't have anything built yet. But let's take a look at our inventory, see what we have. We do have a train ride, um, just a scrambler as far as thrill rides go, the junior coaster, the wooden coaster, the boat docks, which one might say, well, plop one of those down right away in the lake. I have done that before, and people tend to get lost. The boats don't always make it back to the station, so you generally have to build a very long track. It costs money, and the boat rides don't really bring in that much revenue. They only bring in about $1 or $2. We do have a drink stand, fruity ices, and a bathroom. We do not have the information kiosk or any actual food stands. So I think I'm going to start. We're just going to go for thrill rides and shops and stalls, maximum funding. Once we get the information kiosk and probably a burger bar or a popcorn stand, something like that, we'll be able to focus on the rides and roller coasters. But we only have one thrill ride to work with, and we only have a couple types of coasters. Um, so one thing I generally like to do with the scenario is, as you can see, it is a one by one path that goes all the way around the lake. As your park gets busier, everyone's going to be using this main pathway, so it is a good idea to kind of expand it a little bit, make it a two by two or so, just so that it doesn't become crowded. It'll certainly help your park value as you go along. We also already do have some benches plopped down, so that's good to see. We will need benches. We'll add some trash cans. Let's get started with this one. So, as I generally do, I'll go ahead and start by building a ride, merry-go-round. We'll put it right in this corner right here, up at the front of the park. Um, Build an entrance and exit. Let's see here. And I'm gonna go ahead right away, and I'm just gonna start extending these paths. It is going to cost a little bit of money. It's not necessarily something that, is going to return us our investment. However, as the scenario goes on, it certainly will help. So that side is good. I'm just going to go ahead and extend this side. Again, with every tree we remove here, It is going to cost us a little bit of money, but I'm fine with that for the time being. We haven't really spent any money yet. There we go. Just bringing this path around, making it a bit chunkier. And we're going to have to go now and do elevated paths. Bringing it right around. Kind of make a boardwalk sort of element along the lake here. And we've already spent about a couple of grand doing this, but it'll be well worth it as we go along and we continue the scenario. And we need the added capacity. Let's see how we look here. Okay, so 2 block paths. It's a little bit weird here on the boardwalks and the bridges, but that's all right. We'll put in a queue line for our merry-go-rounds, something like that. We'll boost the rotations on this. We'll do 15, see where that gets us. I'll change the color of it too. Go with a light blue for this, a light blue and maybe a sort of an icy blue, make it a blue carousel. And we already have some people coming to the park. We're not going to have very many until we get some rides in, and I'm going to start that right now. Might as well put in a thrill ride as well. We'll put in one of these scramblers. Um, Build a path right up to the exit here. Entrance. Just build a nice little switchback. Maximize the rotations. 143 is our excitement rating. So we're only going to be able to charge $1 out of this. We may be able to get a little bit more if we put some flowers around it or something. Since we're doing kind of a lake here, I'll sort of come up with a name, Marine Go Round. I'd imagine if I were building this in real life, I would go for a carousel with like seahorses and different sea creatures, but we don't have that option in the game here. And we'll leave the normal carousel music on. As for this, the twist, we will get 254 out of it, so I'll be able to charge 250. As for colors, about an orange. Nah, I don't like the orange. About like a green, or if there's more of a, yeah, like a sea green and a pink. I like the way that looks, kind of. Or you know what? There's even that pink looks better. Um, we'll call it the Kraken. Kraken would probably be a name for a much more thrilling ride, but it is what it is. Trying to go for kind of lake sort of names, ocean names for rides. So this should bring some people to the park. I'm just going to go ahead, put in a bathroom right away. We'll put it right up here at the entrance. Surely we will build more as we go along. I have generally found that you can charge like 10 cents or something for a bathroom to offset costs. People will use it. People will pay the money. It will offset your operating cost, but I generally keep them free so that people don't complain or feel like they're getting gypped per se. Let's look at research now. Fry shop. Okay, so that's a food stand. We'll be able to put in a drink stand, a food stand to supplement this front portion of park here. Oh, we should probably get some staff. I'm gonna hire a couple handymen, a mechanic, just to get us going. The mechanic, I don't want him to wander. We only have rides at the front of the park here, so let's put his put a leash on him and only allow him to travel kind of on the main midway here. Plop him down there. The handymen I'll let roam free. We only have kind of a circular pathway, so they'll be able to go around the whole thing. If litter shows up or anything, they can certainly go back there. We'll do some flowers here by the merry-go-rounds. put it right around there. In fact, this one may become problematic because there is no path adjacent to it. The flowers all need a path adjacent to it somewhere, otherwise they wither, so those might become problematic as well, but we'll see as we go along. Okay, so we have a decent chunk of money left. We do have a Ferris wheel, a car ride. I don't think that I'm going to go with the car ride. We don't really have enough space. I don't want to build anything back here yet. This I'm going to reserve for more of our larger rides or coasters. We only have the one thrill ride. We only have the one water ride, but we do have the fries stall now, so we'll put this right up here at the entrance. See if people will pay $2 for fries. And we'll put the drink stall right next to it. Just to get us going, something at the front of the park. We'll charge $2 for drinks. And we'll put in some litter bins as well, just so we have them. A couple here and there. We'll build more as we develop more of the lands, but this will get things started. So I think I'm going to go ahead and build the Ferris wheel now. Of course, we kind of have more gentle rides going, but we also do need money to start flowing in the park. So, oops, didn't want to put that exit there. Okay, so we'll build that flush to there. Entrance. There we go. Can't build it too big for the Ferris wheels. We'll keep it named Ferris wheel. Or I'll name it paddle wheel or something like that. Paddle wheel. We'll paint it brown. That looks pretty good. The orange kind of pops around the rim there, so at $139, so we'll be able to charge $1 for this. But the big thing is it will get people into the park. Even just these 3 little flat rides almost has us 100 guests, and they will be spending money on these rides as well. So it is a shame that we don't have the information kiosk yet, because people would be buying umbrellas right now and park maps that would help us offset our costs, because we've already spent about half of our money here on our $10,000 loan. That money will come back as people stay longer in the park, but I do kind of want to start building a coaster. Um, I think right here, this would be a good area to start, at least start our first coaster. We could certainly build a station here, a turnaround, and then it could definitely go out into some of this land. Doesn't mean that we have to develop this land right now, but it will use some of this flat land, and it will certainly give us a big major attraction to attract more people into the park. As I'm going to take a drink of water really quick. Something like a train ride might work as well. Could put a station right about here, and it could bring people back into this portion of the park. Because if people walk around a lot in your parks, they will get tired, and that may be one of the reasons why they leave early. So, transport rides, the nice thing is that people will go on them no matter the excitement rating or intensity. They'll always go on a transport ride. So that's something that you can build in your park and be sure that people are going to ride. I'm actually going to hire one more handyman. Um, Rule of thumb is for every 100 guests, you should at least have one handyman. So we have a couple more than we need, but we do have a large foot space here that they need to cover as well. Their entire day, they're pretty much going to be circling around this lake as the park stands right now. Um, okay, so we have 3 rides running right now, 3 flat rides. Take a look again. We don't have too much. I think the wooden coaster, it is going to be expensive, but I may take out a little bit of a loan to start building this over here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. So for this one, I'm actually going to build it a couple blocks the um, off of the surface, just so we can get this turnaround in here without having to modify any land. And we'll build it up about 80 feet. A lot of wooden coasters are anywhere between 70 feet to 100 feet, so this will be a pretty decent sized wood coaster. So I think I'm going to go right down into a steep drop. I will remove these trees so that it doesn't interfere with the support structure. We're already starting to run through money, but that's okay. Um, the name of the game here, I don't want to take up too much of this space with just one coaster. Chances are we will probably have to build a couple of attractions or something that interacts with the lake over here, just because it is a big spot of open land. It may not look the most realistic, but to get 500 people in the park and keep them here for another 3 years, that's just something we may have to do. So maybe I'll go into sort of a speed hill here. And then I'm thinking maybe let's go 65. Yeah, no, that might be too tall. 60 feet. See where this gets us. And I may actually, I don't generally do this, but I may consider buying some land here for the turnaround. I was going to do sort of an out and back wooden coaster, but again, I don't want to use up too much of this land here. Um, if I do that, can't see. Okay. So we're going to end up having to buy just about that much land. And we don't have enough cash. So I'll see how much loan they let us take out. Okay, so they're letting us take out more than 15,000 here, which is good. Um, just to get this first coaster sort of up and running. And in fact, I may actually go for a diagonal piece. Okay. Haven't really built on the diagonal much at all yet. We're just going to purchase all this land right here. Again, not something that I would usually do is purchase a bunch of land off the start. But oh god. Yeah, no, that's not going to allow us to. So we'll just go with a general turnaround here. A drop off the turnaround, a steep drop. So first drop into sort of a little bunny hop or a speed hill into the turnaround. Another steep drop. I do really like the idea of going diagonal here, though. I don't know why. Will this let us? No. Okay. So I may have to build this out one piece. Shoot. Okay, so might have to go right into the steep hill. In fact, yeah, I like the way that looks. So it kind of crosses over itself. The first drop, you'll get sort of a head chopper type of effect. Then I might cross back over here. I don't know if I want to go. Oh, I'll go diagonal. Sort of, design, and we're out of money again. So take out some more loan. It will, once this thing's open, it will repay itself in, just about no time. So we'll do another wide turn. And I think it's time to start looping it back. This will not be too long of a coaster, but for a park like this, it certainly will be of appropriate size. Let's take a look here. Okay, so it looks like I'm riding right on top of this guy right here. Um, So now we're going into sort of a twister type of layout. Oops, wrong button. And it's just going to get tough here because, of course, we've already crossed in and out of the coaster a couple of times. So instead, I might go underneath, or I might even, do another speed hill without interfering in the coaster. Okay. And then this will allow me to swing it back around quickly. Or do one of these numbers. It's unfortunate that you can't do a brake run on a diagonal piece, because that would have worked out perfectly. This may be a tight turn here, but shoot. So we're off a little bit. Let's take a look here. What we got? Okay. So we might be able to do our brake run. Shoot. So we'll do brakes right there. That'll allow us to do just a flat turn here. But again, we come to the problem of we're 5 feet too high. So let me see here. Okay. Shoot. Okay. But then that won't let us. Darn it. Okay, that should do it. It's just so hard to see with everything in the way here, and you only have the 2D views. So we'll hit brakes. Okay, that will work. And then we'll hit more brakes, block brakes, and another station segment. Okay. So it will be an elevated station, but I like what we come up here. It's a small kind of out and back twister layout of sorts. Leaves us with enough room back here to definitely build more coasters as we go along. Surely one will have to go over the lake at some point here, probably. I'm thinking 500 guests, 3 to 4 coasters. Hopefully, get by with 3, but I'm totally expecting 4, especially considering we're so early in the year one, and we're already aiming for getting as many guests as we can. Okay. So let's see what we got here. 2 trains, 6 cars per train. That's great. That's a standard number for a wooden coaster. We'll test it out. Again, not very traditional that we have a brake run. The last cars are kind of still whipping around. The drop at or around the last turn as it's coming back in, but for the sake of space in this game, we kind of need it. I'll just get rid of some more of these trees, clean up our support structure a little bit. So we go down that first drop, kind of slow into that turnaround, but it will speed up with people on it. Into another steep hill, still moving with good speed. I do like how we're using the diagonals here for advantage, makes it look a little less square. So it is a very short wooden coaster, but I'm hoping for $5 or so, 5.50 in terms of test results. $5 or 5.50 to charge. As for the trains, I like this kind of um, pink and blue sort of theme we have going on here. Between the scrambler, the merry-go-round. I think I'm going to keep it white trains with teal seats, and we'll do orange restraints for this one. I am hoping to charge, as I said, about $5, 5.50 for this ride, and don't know if I would have had a place to put in a photo section, um, but that would have been another way to get some more money. Oh, we're able to get 6 out of it. Very high intensity rating, which is good. All of the numbers here, it is a little over almost 2,500 feet, so that's pretty decent for a smaller size wooden coaster. A ride like Outlaw Run has about 2,900 feet of track, so 635. We'll charge $6 for it. This will really help get the money flowing here. As for the station, let's see what we got here. Log cabin. I like how that looks. And we'll build our paths. Hopefully, we can get right down. Yep, to surface. The entrance queue I will want to make a little bit longer, so we'll go with the green. All right, good. We'll have it go down a little ramp. We'll extend it out this way, and that should be about long enough for this coaster. Name. Um, we'll call it Shipwrecked. Kind of a wooden sort of theme here. You're whipping around some turns. We have the lake right there. Kind of homage to my home parks, Shipwreck Falls. And we'll get this bad boy opened. So 175 guests. Probably with this coaster will be in the range of 300, 350, I would assume. And we will advertise it as well. We don't have very much money right now, but this will certainly help bring people in. And as people start riding it, that money will come right back at $6 a pop. So let's take a look. I do believe, yep, we do have the pirate ship, which I probably will install next. Um, oh, we also do have the information kiosk, so that'll be something very beneficial to put for entrance right here. We'll put it right up against the restroom right there, because 2 ports of entry will charge $1.20 again for the parking map, 5 for the umbrellas. I do believe that there is quite a bit of rain precipitation in this park, so that stand will be able to bring in some more money, and we're in the red, but we'll make it right back. Not a lot of people in the park right now, but a lot of them are stuck, going around these pathways. A lot of them are riding the couple of rides here that we have at the entrance, which is not a bad thing. Chances are, once they get off of these rides, more of them will make their way over here, and certainly a lot of these guests coming into the park will be heading right for the big attraction. So I think we had one mechanic. I'll hire one more. We will need to, because the one mechanic's only going around this area. So this mechanic will serve Shipwrecked, and he will be able to pick up some of the slack for these rides if more than one goes down at a time. Um, so we're very low on money right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna increase the loan a little bit more. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you can take out more than 25,000, but I don't think I'm gonna want to do that because your loan interest payments are higher um, monthly if you do that. I think a nice ride to put along the water would be the pirate ship. Some parks do definitely have pirate ships over water, Darien Lake being one of them. So we'll go ahead. I think I'll put it right about here. Um, on my entrance and exit. I don't want to build it too far off the shore either, though. Hmm, interesting. Um, Trying to think here. Too bad you couldn't put it on a diagonal. It would be nice to put it in right along here, but I think I'll put it right about here. This will give me some space to build a bit of a queue line and an exit ramp. It isn't too far into the water. We'll go with green again. Oh, like that. And then I will extend it just a tad. Don't want the line to be too long. Build sort of this darker brown as the exit ramp right up to the pathway right there. And we'll test it out. 20 swings. Not a very creative name, but I think I'll just call it Pirate. I do like the colors, the default colors that it chose for this one, the green, yellow, brown. I think I'm going to keep it like that. 251, so we'll charge 250 for it. And I am going to start putting in some more foliage and stuff to dress up these rides a little bit, add to the excitement factor. Um, I'll put some on this side too. Some little shrubs, some cattails along the edge of the lake. Something you would see in real life. Um, okay, and this one's good to open up. We did boost the excitement value quite a bit there, 274. So I'm not going to raise the price at all, but that will definitely help us with charging 250 for it and making that money out. As we're rounding the corner of about 300 guests now, just with the rides that we have. Um, again, to put it in perspective, Forest Frontiers with two coasters and I believe three flat rides or something, we had about 400 guests or so. So that's a good number to be at with just what we have right now. We're very early into the scenario, but it certainly gives us time to make money back and continue to build and the rear section of the park back here expand as time goes on. So let's see here. Maybe I will put in some decorative fencing. I know I've been doing that in the previous scenarios. So maybe some of this brick right here. Good. Um, I might just close in this pathway just like so. Again, not that the guests will wander off the pathway, but just for the sake of sort of realism. That looks about good enough. I'm not going overboard, but it will add to the excitement value. People will comment about how nice the park looks. A couple of these little hedges in here. Okay. I think I'm going to put a few of these fountains in the lake as well. Just so it looks a little bit nicer. Get rid of this one, actually. Nice. Okay. So we got a nice little base for a park here going. I really like the diagonals of this coaster. Um, Not enough people use diagonal track pieces or diagonal scenery in RCT parks. So, just about half of this ride is on the diagonal. I think it looks very nice. Again, it is a small coaster, but it is a moneymaker. Definitely something to bring people into the park while it is young, while it just opened. Um, so I think we're going to disable shops and stalls. We're going to focus on thrill rides, coasters, because we do have enough shops and stalls here. We just got a balloon stall. I might put one of those in. I don't really want to put in the boat hider or the boat docks. I don't really want to put in a car ride. I want to fill in some more of the section around the lake before I go outwards, because that's going to require me bringing paths back there, and there is a little bit of terrain for the guests to get over there. They will get a little bit fatigued by walking over sloped pathways. So We will see what's coming up next. Do have the junior coaster as well. I may put one of those in back there, but it's not necessarily something I want to build right now. The Ferris wheel is already in, the merry-go-round's in. We've pretty much built everything that we have almost, at least things that I want to build. So we'll just wait a little bit here. I think we're doing very good towards our goal. Um, and I might repay just a little bit, just a smidge of this loan while we have the money to bring the monthly payments down. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find my phone really quick. I just had it where I put it. Okay. Okay. Um, so I think that might be a little bit more of a challenging thing with this scenario is you don't really get a lot to work off of at the beginning, and you don't have too much land around the lake to work with. Um, we do have a cotton candy stall now. I'm going to hold off on building more stalls. I may put the balloon stall in though, just another way to get some money. Let's put it right about over there. And we'll keep the theme. We'll do teal balloons here. We have a lot of teal based rides or blue based rides for the lake. Um, yeah, everything pretty much has a full queue right now, except for Shipwrecked, which it is a higher capacity ride, but it is remaining popular. Everything else, though, is doing well. We don't have too much litter around the park. It seems like back here we have a little bit more, so I may hire another handyman. And yeah, put one of those up there because we are in a lake sort of setting. Maybe put another fountain somewhere else. Maybe put one back here, gives people something to look at because there isn't really anything to do back here right now. This is always a challenging one because at least on these three sides of the lake you do have flat lands, but back here you do have this terrain. I have built car rides over here before, previous times I've done the scenario, but they generally don't make very much money, and they cost a lot to build because you're going up and down slopes. So that's why I'm kind of steering away from using this last side of the lake at all. Um, the other three sides all kind of have something for people to do. It would be nice to get another thrill flat ride. Um, Let me make sure maximum funding. Nope, nothing else. And I don't really want to do a boat ride. At least with the other scenarios, I was kind of always building something. Dynamite Dunes, you're sort of always building that next attraction to keep people in your park and keep attracting more. With this one, we're very early into year one, and I'm not saying we didn't build a lot. I think it's an accomplishment to get a wooden coaster, a full scale one in, and the amount of rides that we do. But definitely waiting on the research to build that next big ride, sort of. I am really debating building a train here, going back here to this section. I don't know if I would build a station so that everything's kind of on the interior. It would kind of sort of you'd have to get a little bit of creative with coasters, building up around the tracks, and there's also not much room. But we're definitely going to have to build at least one more coaster, if not two, um, to satisfy the requirements for this scenario. Because shipwrecks advertising campaign has ended, and you know we're hovering right around 400 guests. So over time, as another year and game time goes by, guests will start leaving without more big attractions to visit and more stuff to do in the park. Um, and we've already went through pretty much all of our flat rides that are in stock. Um, so we are getting another roller coaster. I was kind of hoping for a flat ride of sorts. That would have been nice. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit here. Looping roller coaster. Okay. So maybe we could do a shuttle loop over here. I know it's kind of becoming a common theme. I put one in Forest Frontiers. Generally, more so as a kid, less so now. I put in a lot of the shuttle loop coasters in these, especially these early scenarios, because they're cheap. They make your money back very quickly, and you can charge a decent amount for them. They're popular. But in this space right here, this very skinny space, we could only probably fit in more flat rides along the lines of Pirate or a merry-go-round. So using the space for a high speed thrill ride, especially considering we're already sort of running low on space over here. The map in itself is probably comparable to Dynamite Dunes, maybe a tad bigger, but you know, at some point we're probably gonna have to build over this lake. As much as I don't really like it for a realism factor, the pirate ship's fine because some pirate ships are over water. But I would really like to build a coaster that maybe the station's excuse me, maybe the station starts out over here. I flatten some of this land, bring a big drop or an inversion over the water, and sort of bring it back inwards. Um, that would be most ideal to me. So August 24th, we will get the looping coaster, and that will be my next investment. We will be able to take some more out on the loan. We're probably going to need to take out a few thousand more to build a shuttle loop style coaster, or even, just a shuttle style coaster in general, a double loop shuttle loop, or something of those sorts. All right, people, buy your umbrellas. Now they are. I'm not paying that much for a park map. Okay, we'll lower the price to $1. I didn't realize that people weren't going to pay $1.20 for a park map. And generally in real life they are free, but this game's logic is not always the most realistic. We could afford Turbine right now. I guess we can go with that again. We'll go with Turbine. Um, okay, we'll flip it over. I don't really want to build the station right there up against. Are we able to purchase any land on this side? Not because we need it, but because, oh yeah, see-through scenery. Just to give us a little bit more here. In fact, I'm gonna just buy a couple more rows of this. Hopefully that's enough to push the shuttle loop back. And we are gonna need a few more grand to purchase this. 1% per year, so the loan payment isn't too high. Some scenarios, as you go farther down the line, the loan payment will be very high. Oh, that would be cool to build. Stingray. We'll keep that one in mind. There isn't space to build it right there, but this one, the shuttle loop, is something I certainly want to build. Yep, we'll put it right there, up against the edge of the property. path. Just connect this right to the midway. We'll go with a blue queue for this one. And that should be enough queue space, considering this is a very quick ride. I'll call it Typhoon, just because of the loop. We'll go with a blue track. Yeah, we'll go with dark blue and maybe white. We've gone with a lot of the teals and the greens, so I'll keep it going with the dark blue. Entrance, maybe the jungle entrance will look nice for this. And all vehicles in the same colors. Maybe a white, a teal, and a black. We'll go with a light blue. Test it. So this ride will certainly make money back very quickly. It uses advantage of this very slender space, albeit we had to purchase some lands to get it so I could build a queue line and a path here. But it leaves over some space, so a flat ride can certainly fit in there. Maybe some food stands and a seating area right within here. 4.9, so we'll be able to charge 450 for a good price. And we'll open it up. So sort of bridging now all around the lake. This is once again the only edge of the boardwalk that there's nothing to do on, but you come up around this way, there's stuff to do. You come up around this way, there's stuff to do. So that will certainly be nice. And I am gonna put in a little bit of maybe gravel here, sort of give some more color texture to the park. Maybe bring this up here. Looks pretty nice. And we're running low on money, so I'll cool it with the terrain. Maybe a mesh fencing for this ride. Just build it up to there. And fence it off to the park. Perimeter there. Looks pretty good. There's the boardwalk and the railings, so don't really have to worry about people going up in there. Okay. So this should make money fairly quickly here. Nice little ride along with our wooden coasters shipwrecked to add some more excitement to the park. This thing will eat people very quickly. As you can see, there are almost a full train of riders, and we have spillover in the queue for next cycle, but not a long queue time, so people get upset. Um, Certainly, same thing can be said for shipwrecked, high capacity, quick cycle ride that makes $6 per cycle. Make sure none of our rides here, especially the Ferris wheel, have too long of a queue time. No, not queue length, queue time. 6 minutes for the carousel and the Ferris wheel, so that's not too bad. That's mid-range. People will not get upset. They will ride the rides. They won't leave the line, so that's good. Okay. So we're already at 437, end of year one, so we're pretty much almost to our goal. As the crowds keep increasing for Turbine, or Typhoon rather, I apologize. So used to calling it by its normal name. And we did just get the Mine Train coaster as well. That might be something nice to build in this end of the park. um, or even over the water. Started here, build it over the water, loop around. Um, I think I'm gonna let's see here what roller coasters we have. Yeah, we're gonna not invest in roller coasters anymore. We're gonna do solely thrill rides, maximum funding, right? Yep. Just so that we have some more flat rides at our disposal to add to the park as supplementary attractions. And, I may even research into gentle rides as well, just so that we have a mix of them to add. I do definitely want to fill in this edge of the park with maybe one or two more flat rides. Probably one right here would work out well before I go into this end of the park. Probably a couple of flat rides back here, one major attraction, and I will definitely think about adding a train, a smaller kind of loop to take people back here. They won't get fatigued, sort of thing, um, because everyone will ride a train ride, and it just because everyone will ride it doesn't mean it won't make you money. There's train rides where you can charge $3, $4 for, and that includes the station if you were to build one here and one back here. That's $3 to $4 for every rider at both ends of the train. So that's certainly a moneymaker. Won't do too much to bring people into the park, but it is something that's a moneymaker and adds sort of to your park value, your guests' enjoyment. There's a little bit of room in here as well. Maybe a gentle ride over here, a thrill ride over here, and I don't know how many more we'll be able to research, but definitely one or two back here, along with another major attraction. So good start so far. I personally wouldn't mind shortening or kind of reducing the size of this lake a little bit, reclaiming some land right here, but that would be very expensive. And we're still kind of sort of breaking even in a way from all of the investments we put in. Um, pretty much every single month here, there's been major investment in ride construction, and we haven't necessarily made it back yet. We should be turning a corner here in this month that we just started because we're not building anything, and people are riding the rides now, visiting the park. Um, I do wish people would buy more umbrellas. That would be a quick way to make some profit. Um, let's see how much profit we're getting. So people are buying that. Yep. Really goes to show you the shuttle loop how advantageous it is to use in parks, especially ones where you need something skinny that will fit in there. Because if you look at the profit, it is currently the top profiting attraction in the park by far, almost $10,000 per hour. Shipwrecked is doing well, and even the flat rides. Ferris wheels generally don't get too much, neither do merry-go-rounds, but Pirate and the Scrambler ride are both doing well in terms of profiting per hour. Let me just take a look at the guest thoughts, see if there's anything. Yep, I'm not going on rides while it's raining. A lot of people feeling sick. I'm sure it's from the two coasters here. The music is nice here, so that's another reason some of your rides, it's a good idea to have music on. It adds to the ambiance, your park rating, it makes people happy. Um, so that's why I generally, have a couple rides within the park that blow sound out to the area. I would repay some of this loan. I would repay 1,000 of it or so, but we're not making too much money at the moment. I don't want to blow through the cash that quickly. I don't want to end up in the red or to a point where we're not going to have money to invest on coasters. Um, so we're going to leave it as it is right now. The loan payment per month is not killing us. I just want to sit for a second here. We're almost at the end of year one. We're almost to our goal and let the money come in a little bit, let some more rides research, and then the next thing we'll build, we'll see if we can get a flat ride in. If not, we'll focus on this area back here. a maze. Not exactly what I was looking for. Mazes need flat space and they take up some room. But more rides each month. Another new flat ride will be researched, so that will work out. I mean, I guess we could put in a maze right here, remove these trees, and sort of do a skinnier type of maze. This is enough uh, width to put an entrance right here and an exit over here. Um, Mazes just don't bring in too much money, and there is a capacity. Only so many people can be it at once. It's not a predictable ride cycle like a pirate ship or a scrambler where X amount of people will get to go on in an hour. Some guests will get very lost in the maze, and it will take them longer to find their way through. So some hours may be better than others in terms of the money you bring in. I would like to start another advertising campaign as well, but I'm probably going to wait until the next major attraction is in, just to maximize the amount of people that would be willing to visit the park. Theoretically, though, if we really advertised, we probably could have hit that scenario at the end of the first year. Not a very hard scenario at all. I personally think of the three we've done so far, Dynamite Dunes is the most intense one in terms of difficulty. But Diamond Heights is definitely, when I was a kid, Diamond Heights and Dynamite Dunes were two that I failed several times. I could never pass Evergreen Gardens, but since then, I've definitely both of them are on the easier end of the spectrum now, especially compared to um, some of the later scenarios that come along, either in the RCT1 packs. The expansion packs definitely get more difficult. In RCT2, there are certainly a lot of quirky scenarios that are much harder to attract guests to the park, find land and money to build. Park rating's doing pretty well. We should probably try to improve it a little bit here. Um, may need to hire another handyman. I'm going to hold off though until we get some more guests in the park. Um, let's see what. I'm not paying that much for fries. Guess we'll have to reduce it to 150, I guess. $1.50 for fries is dollar menu type of stuff there. $2 for fries certainly isn't. I think at McDonald's even like a small fry or medium fry is like $3-4 nowadays. But again, this game was created in the early 2000s when I don't know, and it is a video game as well, so realism definitely realism isn't always followed in this game. And I think we will hire another handyman. I'm seeing some more bombing in this area and stuff. So another handyman, five of them. We have about 500 guests, so that's about average going for what you should have. Um, okay. Next attraction, another gentle ride. I'm gonna focus just on thrill rides after this. I really do want another flat ride that we can use. I'm not sure if the scenario. Well, there definitely are more thrill rides because it wouldn't allow me to select it in the research panel unless there were some like scenery and theming. There are no more available types for you to choose from. But I do want to see how many more thrill flat rides we can get just because they make the most money, they bring in more people. I don't think I want to go with the maze. I would suspect that something like Space Rings or the Haunted House or Dodgems will be the next on the list. Probably the Haunted House or something like that. Let's get a little bit of a different angle going here. Sitting at that spot for so long. And see, this is exactly why it's a good idea to expand your paths because all these people right here at the entrance to the park, um, all of them are lumping around here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if there are. No, not really many people saying it's too crowded there, but if it was just a one wide path, you certainly would be seeing more people complaining about that. It does hurt your park value just because it's too crowded. So, good idea to widen up your paths a little bit. I did it on Dynamite Dunes. I did it a little bit with Forest Frontiers as well. Not per se the main drag, the main entrance path, but paths are fairly inexpensive, and I personally think that the wider paths do look a little bit nicer as well. It looks a little more realistic than just one by one everywhere you go. And we also have gotten over that 500 guest threshold, so I'm going to hold off a little bit. I am going to build a little bit more in this park before I start fast forwarding because, if I were to start rapid fire fast forwarding right now, that 500 guests would certainly go down to 400, 300 some. Haunted house, what did I say? The game generally does have a very specific format of how you research rides. Like if you research shops and stalls, information kiosk is one of the first things that you come up with. If you do roller coasters, the steel looping coaster is one of the first ones that you generally get out of it as well if the scenario has that option enabled. But I think we'll go with the haunted house. One bad thing about it is a gentle ride, so not many people will ride it. In the rain, people will go on it because it is a covered attraction, much like the the merry-go-rounds. Whereas these outdoor rides, people will not go on. Um, but the haunted house does devalue very quickly. You may be able to charge $1.50, $2 right when it opens, but as time goes on, you may have to decrease that substantially because people get sick of it very quickly for some reason. But as a filler ride, it will fit in right here. This is one of the earlier scenarios, so definitely it will serve its purpose. It won't be something that long term is going to hurt us financially. I will repay some more of this loan as well. The haunted house will not cost a lot, and we have 3 grand to spend. So another attraction will add to more revenue for the park. It will have some sort of draw to bring a few more people in as well. 20th of March. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'll put it right about there. Entrance, exit. Not going to build too crazy of a queue for this one. Not many people are going to ride it. I think I'll go with this dark path as well. Make it sort of symmetrical there. Test it. Um, we'll go with some of these in front of it. I see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Some kind of scraggly bushes in front of it, make it scarier looking. Maybe put a couple of these trees up here as well. We'll call it the haunted lake house. Keep up with the sort of marine theme here, water theme, and whoa, 341. So we'll be able to charge $3 for it, but I don't expect that to last very long. Within a year's time, we'll only be charging about $1.50 for it because people will not want to go on it anymore. The scenery definitely helped there, though. The scenery helped to turn it from a $2 ride into a $3 ride. Let's put in some of this. Oh, don't want that. We'll put in some of this mud in front of it and the side of it as well. Add to the ambiance. See how it looks. Yep, that's all we're gonna do there. I'm not paying that much. Why not 341? We'll go with $2. See if people. I want to go on something more thrilling than Haunted Lake House. I'm not paying that much. Let's see if these I'm not paying that much comments go away. Um, okay, so they have $2 isn't bad, but again, as time goes on, we certainly will have to probably lower that fee a little bit more. Got a couple more benches here. Maybe we'll put some litter bins in as well. Spread them around. The food is pretty much only at the front gate here, but some people may hold on to their trash longer, and we don't want to overexert our handymen. So spread a few bins around. Maybe add in a few more benches over here as well, for people getting off of Shipwrecked and Typhoon. Just spread them out a little bit, add a few more. I would add lamps, but considering there aren't any to begin with this park, they don't really add too much to your park value or anything. So we'll hold off on the lamps. We'll focus on benches, bins. Okay. So by now we should know the next ride we're getting is a thrill ride. Perfect. I think I want to start expanding back here now. We do have over 500 guests, but I'd like to get it over 600, 700 before I start fast forwarding here. Um, I don't know if I want to build a junior coaster. We already did build the looping coaster. I did say, maybe a mine train over here, but I might build a mine train back here instead. We're not going to need that much more in the park to be able to win this scenario easily. So I might go with the mine train. What kind of thrill ride do we have? I'll fast forward just a tad here. Go-karts. I don't know if I really want to put go-karts in. Um, so we'll start. I'll see what canned designs they have in here for the mine train. We don't really have the money for any of these larger designs, nor do I think I want to put one of them in anyways. So, um, we'll start building. I know I said I might have put a train in here, but by the time this mine train coaster goes in, there's not going to be much space, and we really don't need that much at all to win this scenario. So maybe have a station. We'll do a small drop out of the station into a wide turn, chain lift, have it go up 40 feet. These mine trains, even smaller designs, generally tend to um, have a high excitement rating. Maybe we'll do a small helix up into maybe a double down sort of deal, or probably not going to go too crazy with this design. I'm not going to end up being very proud of it, but oh shoot, we're out of money. So, we'll loan a little bit more. It does kind of suck that we can't get the mine theming. It would have been perfect to put back here, but it is what it is. We really don't need all that much more. In fact, I'm gonna put a second lift hill in here. Yeah, we'll build this pretty big. We'll build it out. Maybe we'll have it interact somehow over here, or have a tunnel under Shipwrecked and have it come back around. So we'll build it about 60 feet. do a steep drop. So the first portion of the ride kind of meanders around, has some twists and turns, and the second portion of the ride here will gonna have to loan some more cash. It's probably only gonna let me take about 30,000. No, it'll even let me take more out. Wow. Um. So this will be a very sharp airtime hill. Um, we'll have to go upwards because if we bring a path back here, it will have to go underneath the structure, which is fine. We had 65 feet, so that'll probably be a very sharp turn. Some high laterals there, but I'm not expecting anything crazy out of it because we do have a bit of a upwards portion coming into it. So maybe have a little flat section there, sort of a bridge. The path will come under it. Um, do another turn. Maybe sort of double up. Into um, a wide turn, a diagonal, and then probably come back through here. You know, I may have to have it drop a little bit here so that we don't lose too much speed. Oh, that's cool. Have it cross over. Shoot, and we're out of money again. And it's gonna keep let us loaning money. That's great. Um, shoot. Okay, so maybe we end it there. Do got to get down to 5 feet, so a helix, or maybe go into a helix down. Small. Good. Have drop out there. So now we're back up to the height we need to be. I believe. Let's try this. Oh, it will let us do that. Kind of want to draw it out a little bit more though, so I have enough room for black brakes. Brakes, black brakes. Okay. So I went a little bit overboard with this design. I'm a little bit larger than I wanted it to be. It's taking up the vast majority of this rear section of the park here. This coaster, of course, ended up taking up more room than I wanted of this flat part of lands, but it is what it is. You know, the park is pretty much already done. We're almost at 600 guests, and we only need 500 to win this scenario. So let's go with the log cabin theme here. 4 cars per train. Can we? Nope, we can't increase it at all. I only want to do 2 trains. I don't like that one train stopped on the lift hill. Unless we were to do a block set, I don't want to do that. Let's increase the lift hill speed as much as we can so we can get capacity here. Um, kind of like the yellow there for the rails. The black is fine. Just make sure that this thing makes it all the way around the track. So, sort of a twister section to begin the ride there. More of a runaway mine train feel. And then it goes up into lift hill number 2, where you get more of the speed, more of the airtime moments. There certainly is a large airtime hill right after that first drop. So it's a coaster that's kind of for families, thrill riders. Yeah. Yeah, that works out very well. It will have some high laterals around those 2 turns before the flat bridge, but that's all right. Nothing intense. They are shorter trains, so they won't pick up as much speed. It will be a slightly lower capacity coaster, but that's fine. The brakes look pretty good there. Okay, so I'm gonna start building down the entrance and exit ramps. Um, this one as well. May have to slightly, yeah, gonna have to do that to the land. Okay. And I might just bring all of this down just a hair. Not something I would typically do, but why not? Okay. Sure. Don't want to make the queue line for this too long because it is lower capacity. And the path's probably going to have to come right around here. Gonna need some more handymen as well. Okay, let's see here. Here's a good point because we can right there. It's gonna come through the bridge. And then we'll continue this path type. Bring it up. It's not where I wanted it. Bring it up. This is definitely going to be something kind of out of the ordinary. I typically don't like building paths like this, but I don't like that. We'll just bring the land down a little bit more so we can build it flat. Let's see where we are here. Maybe we can build some more food stalls back here. Kind of make this small little loop. Yeah, we'll do that. So sort of a dead end right here. Given more time, I probably will build like a flat ride somewhere in here and loop this path around again. But it is what it is. Right now, we'll do some wooden sort of edges here. Give it some more mine train kind of theming. 611. It does have a 7.8 very high intensity rating, but it's another coaster that will be able to get us $6 as we are just at the beginning of year 2 here. As for the name, I'm going to go with the very generic Runaway Mine Train. Oops. Runaway Mine Train, why not? And open this guy up. We're going to have to hire another handyman or so, just because our park's growing. Start an advertising campaign for this ride. We'll do, can we afford? Yeah, we'll do 8 weeks for this. And I can't remember what other stalls did we have. We have cotton candy. Yeah, we'll do. We'll do it right here. We'll do cotton candy and an ice cream stand. Charge $1.50 for it because people seem to be upset with it. $2 ice cream. Generally, cotton candy is $1.50. This one. Okay, we'll add some seating over here. So some seating by the food. We'll add some seating over here for people that are feeling nauseous, and we need some trash bins as well. Got some back here. Wondering if I should. I'll do that. That'll allow me to add some more benches in the middle here. Maybe add some small dirt so we can um, add some little shrubs or trees of some sorts. Um, go with these little flowered bushes. Add a little bit of fencing. We'll do the rope fence just to close this in. Oops. Did off one too many. Um, Maybe we'll do some mesh fencing down here. Just to kind of. This path's going to get very crowded, so I'd like to put another flat ride in, or at least loop the midway around a little bit. Because, yeah, it is going to get very crowded. This can act as a fence, sort of on this side. And what we have over here, we'll add more of the rope fencing, just to keep look nice. This one I clicked off. There we go. Add some in there. So ideally, I would like to put in a flat ride. I don't know if I'll have the space, but bring the path around, maybe under the structure and back through here of some sorts. Give guests two different paths that they can take, not make it such of a dead end. The queue line is full. It is a small queue line, but we want to keep the wait time down as well. Um, in fact, I may just extend it a little bit here. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this mesh fence. Yeah, okay. Get rid of this one too. So that should be enough queue length not to kind of overextend it, but allow enough guests to be able to wait in line for this attraction. We are advertising it right now, and it's brand new, so um, it certainly will um, need the capacity. As for out here, I might go with some rocks out here, sort of for this um, sort of raised edge. A little bit more texture, considering that we cannot put any mine theming in there. We don't really have any scenery items. Um, yeah, very light on the scenery. Maybe we'll put like a cowboy statue is usually something that you put more towards the path, not the infield of a ride. Put that there. And I don't even know, did we have any more throw rides? Okay, so we have a couple. We have a launched free fall attraction and a top spin. Both of these rides are going to have very high intensity ratings, but certainly will add to the park. Um, I was going to put something back here, but I'm kind of tempted to build the launched free fall over here. So maybe I'll bring this down. Probably running out of money here. Yeah, we're very low on money, but we'll put a launched free fall in. In RCT1, this ride was actually called Whoa Belly. I guess it's supposed to mean, like, the feeling that you get. Your belly gets like, whoa, belly. This map might allow you to take out 45,000, 50 grand. The problem with these rides is they're very intense. So the shorter you build them, sort of the more you get out of it in a way. Maybe not in excitement ratings or intensity per se, but more people will be willing to go on it. Um, so we'll just build that right in there, this little sort of ridge. Um, and I'll probably call it something like TNT. Oh, not TMT. TNT. You know, because we kind of have sort of this wall that was dug into. It'll kind of be like blasting out a quarry wall or something. Um, maybe I'll add some dirt in here. Give it a little bit more. Not theming, but feel. I'll leave the walls the generic texture like they are there. As for the ride, maybe we'll go with a black tower. Um, maybe sort of this darker red. Or how does white look? Yeah, no, we'll go with the darker red tiles. And we'll go with a black car, bright red seats. We can increase this a little bit. Don't want to go too much. If you go too much, you'll blast it right over the top. Okay, so maybe we can get around 50 miles an hour. You also want to be careful because on test runs, the car may come very close to the edge as it does there. But once you get people on it, it may actually have enough speed to go over the top. So as you can see, maximum speed 54. So I might bring that down a couple miles an hour so that we're right under the threshold. With people in it and that, it should definitely reach about 50 miles an hour. The towers in real life, the SNS shot towers that are about 185 feet tall, reach, I want to say like 60, 65 miles an hour. So this is somewhat realistic. It is a bit of a shorter version. High intensity rating, but not very high or extreme. We will get $3.50 about out of this ride, so that's not bad for a flat ride. And I might actually give it some music, play the rock style music. Scenery. Let's see here. They put a couple of small trees near this rider. You know, these bushes actually act pretty well too. Um, for that, and we'll put these bushes in. A couple more of these around the ride. Give it a little bit more excitement value. Give a little bit more variety to the trees in the area. Fencing. Let's see. Go with yeah, that's a decent color. We'll go with this. Just a little bit of fencing there. This is all this is all boardwalk, so no real reason to put any more fencing. It looks like we've already run out of thrill rides. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll put money into gentle rides now. Maybe shops and stalls again. We'll decrease the normal funding. We pretty much have everything we need. You know, there's an attraction all the way around the lake. I may try to extend this pathway. Make sure that the queue time isn't too much. 6 minutes, okay. Add another loop around here so that it leads to another sort of staircase or ramp going up the side of the mountain. Path these in or close the loop, if you will. Make sure all of our shops and stalls, yeah, they're all profiting. And, oh, I was going to add another restroom back here, maybe. We're not getting any complaints though. The park rating's doing very well. We're not getting any complaints about there's not enough restrooms, so we may we may be able to get away with um, not building more restrooms or more stalls. I think with the two we have up at the entrance, the food ones, and the couple we have back here, unless we get any warning messages saying that guests are can't find anywhere to buy food or drink, we should be pretty good. I sort of do like the smaller trains on this runaway mine train. It isn't a very high capacity coaster. Oh, 1,008 per hour. That ain't too bad. Not people eater standards, but for two short trains, that's definitely more than I figured we would get out of it. I do really wish that there would be mine theming or something in here that would have worked well with the runaway mine train and even TMT to dress it up, but we'll pass the scenario no problem. 702 guests now. I'm gonna definitely fast forward here. Um, just keep an eye on the amount of guests we have at the park. We do have a couple of advertising campaigns running, so just about at the end of year two. In fact, I'm gonna hyper speed it. Yeah, that park guest count isn't really dropping. The park rating isn't either. We're in year three now, so I'll add another handyman and another mechanic. Why not? Guess we could also do an entertainer, just to help the park rating a little bit. Let's see. Okay, good. I thought that my stream died there for a second, but it didn't. And we'll repay a bunch of this loan. Let's see, keep about 5 grand in the bank, so pay off a good chunk of that. I want to change this entertainer. We'll give them. Oh, they don't have the bandit costume. We'll leave it at a tiger, I guess. There isn't really a costume that fits in well with the theme of this park at all. We'll do another advertising campaign for the park. Another 8-weeker, bring some more people in. See what rides they gave us. So we would have some gentle rides. We'll see if we can fit bumper cars in somewhere. Um, Bumper cars are always popular. In fact, how is this doing? 0. Yeah, people already do not want to pay that much to go on the haunted house. So we're going to have to lower the price again to get people to go on it. I would put the bumper cars right there, but I already kind of dressed that area up a little bit. Is there any room in here? Um, yeah, I may be able to put bumper cars in right there. Oh, maybe not. Not unless I bring this down, which I just might do now that we have some more money. Yeah. So, some bumper cars in here. They'll fit in right along there. That'll allow us to. Well, let me put the line in first. Bumper cars don't need too long of a line. And that shoot out right there. This is going to come right through under the lift hill of the runaway mine train. Let's see what we have to work with here. So that's actually going to go down a little bit. We'll build it right through there. This is going to have to be brought down a little bit. Let's see if it'll let me build right through there. Nope. So that's going to have to come down a little bit. This path can now join with this one here, create the loop, and we'll build another. I know that we're kind of mixing and matching the path types now, but it's going to have to do. So this one's going to very nicely come down here, and now the guests have 2 different ways to go up through here. Um, we are sort of losing guests a little bit, I want to say. We're holding very steady. We only needed 500 guests. Um, But we'll add more of this red fencing in here. And we'll put some benches and bins in there as well so that guests can take a rest if they need. Let me see how this looks right here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more benches. A lot of people are going on Runaway Mine Train and getting sick from it. So we'll just keep this going right along here. Have it meet there. The land's going to get a little bit weird there. Let me see. Yeah, so we'll skip and just join this right there. Okay. Some more benches. Let me take a look here. What's in there? Just spread them along little by little. Couple there. We'll add some litter bins on the first. Put there. Bins. Bins. Bins you can put on a staircase, but benches you can't, so I think that looks about good enough. We'll call these bumper buggies. Not too creative with the name again, but we're pretty much done with this scenario here after this ride opens up. The blue's a little bit too bright, so we'll go with maybe like an olive green kind of color and gray. The cars themselves, they can be purple's my favorite color. I don't think I've used purple yet in any of these parks, so we'll go with that. And we'll give it a 2-minute ride time. You can generally get a decent amount of money out of bumper cars. People like to go on them, so a little bit more of the loan off. $3.3, so we'll charge $3 for the bumper buggies. I don't believe we've saved this game yet, so we'll save now. Nice. Alright, so we're almost done with the scenario here. I'm going to fast forward in just a second. We'll take a look through what I built. So again, one of the first things we did, or that I did rather, was expand the pathways, except for right about here. That's fine though. Totally messed it. Expanded the pathway with what was given, put in a merry-go-round, a scrambler, sort of gentler rides. The Ferris wheel was one of the first ones researched. First big ride was Shipwrecked, this moderate scale wooden coaster. Brought people into the park, $6 tickets, so brought in a lot of money. Used the diagonals well here, some of the flat space back here. Continued to build around the lake. The shuttle loop fit in very well. I purchased some land, it fit in well, very nice here. Very high profiting attraction, and I wouldn't be surprised if to right now it's still it dropped a little bit, but still in the top three of in terms of profits. The pirate ship went in there. The haunted house was researched and went in here, kind of filled it around the lake. Then built this pathway back here. Runaway Mine Train went in. Sort of used up all the flat land back here, and brought it all the way up and around. Sprawled it out, made it longer to get more money in. Built a little plaza here. TNT was the second to last ride put in, moderate sized drop tower. Took the land down a little bit to use some of this sloped, hilly edge of the lake. And then finally, the bumper cars went in right there in a little bit of the open space. Looped around the midway, added 2 different ramps for guests to use. I guess I could also right there add a little cross member if anyone wants to cross over in between the two, they can. So yeah, not too many stalls, one bathroom. I guess I could put another one in theoretically at this end of the park, but it wasn't necessary. I will grab, before we fast forward, I will grab one of the handymen and put him in this area of the park. Give him some, put a leash on him per se. Tell him you can only walk in this area because this area has been getting a lot of foot traffic and a lot of litter from runaway mine train in the stalls. Um, but yeah, we should be good to fast forward now. It's the end of year 3. Our guests are holding pretty steady around 700, which is 200 more than what we need to pass the scenario. Oh, dipping below 700, but by the end of this year, we'll still have enough. That's why it's a good idea, like I said before, not to build too much too early, because if you try to let time go along and you're not building anything new, guests will start leaving the park. Um, we could go turbo speed here. We'll still have more than enough to pass the scenario. Let's see, I don't know how much loan that will pay off. We'll pay off as much of that as I can, just to get our park value up. Some scenarios will have you winning by park value as opposed to um, guest count or park rating. So one more day in the year, and we will have won this scenario. Hooray! So 3 down in the matter of a few hours, one day here. Um, the next one on the line is Diamond Heights. Diamond Heights is one of the ones where park value comes into play. It is one of the tougher beginner scenarios, if you will. Evergreen Gardens as well. Um, Evergreen Gardens also is a long scenario. So I've been streaming now a little over an hour and a half plus the time I was earlier. So I think I'm gonna pause it right here. Either tomorrow or soon upcoming, I will start on Diamond Heights, Evergreen Gardens as well. I'm probably gonna go one by one. I'm not gonna skip around unless for some reason I feel it's necessary. But um, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be back sometime soon, the next few days or so. And these videos will go up on YouTube. They will be archived for a short period of time on Twitch, but they will also go up on YouTube. So they'll be there forever, and we'll continue with this and the website and some other projects. I will upgrade my hardware to do some more with Twitch and streaming and videos. So be on the lookout for that, and thank you for watching.